Hey, it's Rob from Wheelworks Bike Shop in Dublin. So, we had two Chroma Diamond Flake bikes in stock today. We had my one in, getting some service work done, and we had a customer collecting the last of the Emonda SLR 9s in Chroma Diamond Flake. So I thought we had to do some videos, and then the sun came out, so I've been out taking photographs for the last 10 minutes, annoying the shit out of Eddie, who's behind the camera. Anyway, this video is to go through the story of the new Gen 8 Trek Madone and what they've taken from the Emonda and the Madone to come up with the new Madone. So, the Emonda was Trek's lightweight climbing bike. Wasn't very aero. The Madone Gen7 was Trek's super aero, no holds barred on aero bike, but was always criticised for being a little bit heavy. What Trek started to do, apparently a year before the Gen 7 was launched, they started working on the Madone, on the replacement for the Emonda. So the cycle of developing a bike is probably 2 to 3 years typically. It's almost as soon as a bike launches, they start working on the next one, because it's such a long cycle from developing it to prototyping it to testing it before it's finally released. So when the Gen 7 was launched, Trek were already a year into the development of the new Emonda, and getting a bit of a fright there, shot of adrenaline. The big thing they were working on was, because the Emonda is very light and very responsive to ride, but the big thing they wanted to work on was the aero. They wanted to make it as fast as they could, as close as possible to the Madone. Partway through the development, they started to realise that they were actually getting very close to the aero numbers of the Madone with the Emonda. So they were faced with the question of, if they've got something, if they could make it as fast as the current Madone, and it's as light as the Emonda, then why would you have two bikes? Why would you buy something that's heavier and it's the same speed? Except for it's a much better looking bike. The Gen 7 is definitely the nicest looking bike Trek have ever made. I think it's the best looking bike I've ever seen, and it's the only part of the Gen 8 that I think isn't quite as good. It looks better with the aero bottles in. So when you pop the aero bottles back in, it looks a bit more complete. Looks better. I think it does anyway. Anyway, the new Gen 8. So this is my one. I got it on Friday. Today is Monday. I put up about 300k on it over the weekend and this morning. And it is hands down the best performance bike I've ever ridden. And I really wasn't expecting to say that. I was really annoyed when I started to see that Trek were talking about dropping this a couple of months ago. I wasn't at all impressed, because I'm a big Madone fan. It's my favourite bike. I love it. I think visually it's the best looking one. Anyone who looks at my stuff on Instagram or on YouTube, there's about 1 million videos of Madones. There's like 12 of Emondas. The Emonda's a great bike, but visually it's just not, it doesn't photograph as well, it doesn't video as well. It's a big canvas, it looks great, and I don't race anymore, really. You know, I'm tooling around to the coffee shop. I just want a bike that looks gorgeous, or, you know, you can put a nice paint job on. And a lot of people that are buying Madones are guys my age, and they want something that looks cool. I always thought the Madone looked cooler. But I do ride with guys that race, so I am trying to keep up with them. And the one area that I've been struggling to keep up with them, when we're out riding on a Saturday morning, going to the coffee shop as quickly as we can get there, and I'm hanging on a wheel. When we hit a climb on the Madone, at the tops of the climbs, I was starting to struggle. And admittedly, they're pretty short climbs where I am. We're in the foothills of the Dublin Mountains, and most of the Sunday and Saturday rides they're lumpy, rolly hills, but they can be quite steep, short climbs. And I found that I was just losing touch at the top of the climbs, and this thing is unreal. I was out, did 2 long rides Saturday and Sunday. Average speed was as good or better than I've been getting on the Madone for longer rides. And the way it climbs, it's so responsive, it's so snappy, it's so nice to ride. Comfort wise, I couldn't tell any difference. Speed wise, I couldn't tell any difference when you're riding on a flat or on a rolly road, but definitely when you climb it, it's really snappy, it's really reactive. So visually, I'm still not sold, but unfortunately the Gen 7 isn't being made anymore, so I don't have a choice. But performance wise, this thing is, it's pretty impressive. It's fast as fuckery. So that's it for today. Emonda SLR9, Madone SLR9. I just thought it would be a cool shot. Get the 3 bikes out together and show you when you mix the 2 of them together, you get that. Okay.